Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem HaRakakadash, that want us the apostles and elders, great millstone that rule well, and Shalom to all the brothers doing the work of in truth. Yeah, got this article on Yahoo from Daily News, and it's kind of wild, man, because it really just shows how completely bugged out and fucking insane women are in the modern day. And it's not 100% confirmed, but I'm pretty sure it's a Jake woman, man. But we'll see. Because I read this and I was just like, bro, like women are done, man. Women are done. Women are over. Any form of, like, even the title of a woman. That's something that doesn't exist when you're talking about women, man. That's just dead. It's been done away with. Girl 4 dies after being forced to drink whiskey by her grandmother, Louisiana police say. Like, I don't even know, man. I don't even know what the fuck. Like, yeah, shit's wild. So this is a Louisiana woman who wanted to teach her 4-year-old granddaughter a lesson about drinking, forced her to drink half a bottle. Like, are you fucking in, like, oh shit. I'm like, bro, grown adults will die from alcohol poisoning from drinking half a bottle of whiskey, bro. Like, what the fuck are we doing here? A lesson about drinking forced her to drink half a bottle of whiskey, police in Baton Rouge said. The girl, China Record, died Thursday of acute alcohol poisoning. You don't fucking say. Investigators say that her grandmother, 53-year-old Roxanne Record, forced her to finish a bottle of whiskey, while the girl's mother, 29-year-old Kadja Record, watched. Both women were arrested and booked into the Baton Rouge Parish Prison Friday morning, each on a charge of first-degree murder. Yeah, like, I don't know, like, bro, what the fuck was that? Like, I don't even know what, like, the shit is insanity, bro. The shit is insanity. You know, let me actually see. Canadian Mist. Canadian Mist whiskey. Yeah. I don't know what percentage it is. Okay, it's 40%. Fucking hell. So she made so that would have been like 350 milliliter. Bro, that is insanity. Like, what planet are we on? Like, bro, women are gone, man. Women are gone. So, police say, okay, on the charge of first degree murder, police say that the young girl consumed more than half a bottle of Canadian Mist, an 80 proof whiskey, after her mother and grandmother became mad at her for taking a sip from a bottle that had been left on the kitchen counter, according to local TV station WBRZ TV. Yeah, so the form of discipline that was chosen was to have the little girl commit suicide, basically. I don't even know. It's like any form of womanhood. That shit is become mythological, man. That shit is some ancient creature, that's etched into wall carvings. What an actual woman is, man. The creature that exists in the modern day is some other kind of specimen, man. Some other kind of beast. So, Roxanne forced the little girl to consume the remainder of the bowl, which was more than over half full, while on her knees in the hallway. Investigators said. Like, bruh, what, like, women are bugged out, man. They're bugged the fuck out. What is going on? Kaja, who saw what was happening, didn't do anything to stop it. She later played. So she was sitting there watching, just thinking. She was thinking, bruh. Kaja, who saw what was happening, didn't do anything to stop it. She later placed the unresponsive child in a bathtub, detectives said in the arrest papers. A spokesman for the Baton Rouge Police Department, Sergeant Legion McNeely, said that little China had a blood alcohol level of 0.680% when officers arrived at the family home, according to the advocate. In Louisiana, any driver with a blood alcohol concentration above 0.08 can be arrested and charged with driving while under the influence. The girl's level was more than 8 times that limit. Yeah, so women I don't even know. It's like, and the thing is this isn't even like something that is a complete, like, it's a complete outlier. You have all kinds of forms of madness and wickedness being done, by women. This one just caught my eye, and it's wild because it really shows like all the ancient roles a woman's supposed to have. Those things have been completely decayed, completely ceased to exist in a modern day. Like, I don't like they ain't really fucking with that shit anymore. They've become some other form of specimen, man. In fact, I'll start on this because Ecclesiasticus 25:19. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. And really, that bro, legit, what the fuck? Like, you're gonna make a 4-year-old down a bottle of whiskey, like, as your foot? Like, does that, in what, like, that's insanity. Like, that's actual insanity. You might as well just stone the youth, bro. Like, you might as well have just stoned the youth. Like, if you're gonna do that, you might as well just get some stones, tie the youth to a post, and then stone the youth. That's what you might as well have done. I don't know what, like, it's a fucking 4-year-old. Like, what the heck? Like, bro, it's not even like, it's not water, it's not juice. The shit is 40% whiskey, man. Like, that's 40% of that is fucking pure alcohol. That is insanity. Anyway, one fact. Let me read this. I gotta jump up to verse 16. I had rather dwell with a lion and a dragon than to keep house with a wicked woman. Damn fucking right. Because that child, that 4-year-old, was keeping house with a wicked woman and got made to off herself, man. Like, what? This shit's wild. So it says, okay, back to verse 20. It says, as the climbing up a sandy way is to the feet of the aged man, so is a wife full of words to a quiet man. Stumble not at the beauty of a woman, and desire her not for pleasure. A woman, if she maintain a husband, is full of anger, impudence, and much reproach. A good example of stumble not at the beauty of a woman and desire not for pleasure is Amber Heard, man. That's topical, because Amber Heard is a fucking lunatic, man. She should reside in the loony bin. I ain't really checked it out. I'm gonna look into it a bit more because I've been hearing some fucking wild shit. But I watched like a little clip where where Johnny Depp mentioned, like, she'd squatted on the bed, pulled her drawers down, and then squatted out a fucking turd onto the bed, man. You know, that's what she did. So you know, that's you know, she's appealing to the eye, but what you're dealing with inside it is a legendary demon, man. You're dealing with one of the a demon that's head that demon will suplex you into the ceiling, and into that demon will fucking slam you through the ground like Green Goblin fucking power bombed Spider-Man, you know, through like 5 floors. That's how legendary the demon with her is. But you know, these things, it's really not, you know, brothers really know these things. But when you actually see, when you have examples shown, it really you know, it brings it to mind. It really lets you know, like with the women in the end, it's gonna get peak. What is it? The Micah 7? Then she that is my enemy. Yeah. Micah 7:10. Then she that is mine enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is the Lord Yahweh thy power? Yeah, and that's how it's gonna be for a lot of women. Now is the current time, you know, where women have the liberty to do all forms of whatever their heart desires. They can go out and perform all forms of wickedness and madness, and essentially have, you know, hold themselves not guilty. That's the modern kind of world that's been crafted by Esau, Edom. As such, what they've been immersing themselves in it. They love and desire this place, especially as you women. You've hella examples of women that'll come over from the third world. They'll be broke as fuck. You know, they'll come from Eastern Europe. They'll be cooking up the borscht. They'll be raising the kids. They spend too long in the Western world, seeing, you know, examples of how shit runs out here. They're gonna be completely complying with a whole different set of set of living. They're gonna completely change the way they live, man. They ain't gonna be fucking with the Western way of life. They ain't gonna be fucking with the way of life back from back home where they came. They're gonna adjust and assimilate into the beast system, man. It says, mine eyes shall behold her, now shall she be trodden down as a mire of the streets. And that's how it's going to be once, you know, all this system as it currently rules. It's a good example of Ukraine. In Ukraine, they had the women and children weren't being stopped from leaving. The women were it was cool. But anyone in fighting age, the men under, like, it was over 16 or over 18 and under 60, them men weren't allowed to leave. They'll say, yo, you gotta fight. You gotta do what you gotta do. All that, there was no women jumping out to no women jumping out to be like, oh no, wait, actually no, I want to fight. Because why? In reality, women get run down. They get mowed down. That's how raw it's gonna get. You got hella guys out here where they have vendettas against women, man. They got spirits on them to where they're looking to demolish, to annihilate, you know, women. So it's gonna be peak. Okay. Deuteronomy 28. Psalm 52, and it says, and he shall besiege thee in all thy gates until thy high and fenced walls come down, wherein thou trustedest throughout all thy land. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates throughout all thy land, which the Lord Yahweh thy power hath given thee. And thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body, the flesh of thy sons and of thy daughters, which the Lord Yahweh thy power hath given thee, in the siege and in the straitness, wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee. So that the man the man among you, so that a man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil towards his brother and towards the wife of his bosom, and towards the remnant of his children, which he shall leave thee. No, which he shall leave. So that he will not give to any of them the flesh of his children whom he shall eat. Neither he hath nothing left in the siege and in the straitness wherewith thine enemy shall distress thee in thy gates. Yeah, so the men are gonna, when the siege comes, it's gonna get peak. And that's also gonna be exhibited in these high pressure situations, in that hour of temptation, when the people are getting tested. It's gonna get peak. So it says, and now the main event, the tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground, for delicateness and tenderness, her eye shall be evil towards a husband of her bosom, and towards her son, and toward her daughter. Yeah, that woman's eye was evil as fuck. Grandmother as well. Just had her like fucking necking. It's fucking insane. Necking fucking whiskey. And toward her young one that cometh out between her feet, and toward her children which she shall bear, for she shall eat them for the want of all things, secretly in the siege and straitness. And that's the thing, is that's the spirit that's on them, to where they're gonna be like, yo, fuck it. They'll wallop little Tay-Tay over his head, and then chop up the legs, season him, and dash him in the bowl, sod him and eat him. That's the spirit that's on them. So that's why it's no mystery. You had the story of the black woman that put her ute in the oven. Like, what the fuck? Like, it's through the spirit. Same with this. It's just like, had to fucking just annihilate herself with the whiskey. And it was just two women just there. If there was any man on the scene, it would probably have fucking started swinging on them. Like, be like, what the fuck are y'all doing? About to kill the ute. Yeah, that's the insanity, man. In fact, you know what? Let me go to this, because on the same point of the siege, in the midst of the siege, what went down, because hey, it was fulfilled. 2 Kings 6, it was fulfilled multiple times over. 24. 2 Kings 6 and 24. And it came to pass after this that Ben-Hadad, king of Syria, gathered all his hosts and went up and besieged Samaria. And there was a great famine in Samaria, and behold, and it's famine. That's something that's coming. That's the thing. These incidents, when it's like now you have I think you just got the news that what the fuck is it called? Poland and I think one other country aren't going to be getting their gas supplies from Russia, like on Thursday, I believe. So like 2 days from now. And what was it as well? There's something else. But now it slipped my mind. So I was like, cooking oil prices are going up as well. So this is the thing, it's just like, that's just the newest thing. There's been, it's like there's a year plus, 2 years, 3 years of various famines in different regions, prices and harvests of certain things being missed, weather fucking up weather fucking up certain harvests. These, like, it's not, and those things haven't disappeared. Those things still exist. Workers being like, yo, fuck this, and moving off, and not having the capability to harvest certain things. And the knock-on effect of these things is going to be felt. That's the thing, is the famine ain't just going to come from nowhere. These things are going to impact the war in Ukraine, the sanctions on Russia. These things are going to impact it. But a lot of things have been there. People are just blind, don't see, don't pay attention. But we're going to get into that scenario where you're going to go in Tesco, you're going to go in Sainsbury's, you're going to go in Morrison's, you're going to go in Lidl, you're going to go in Tesco, you're going to go in Asda, and shit ain't going to be there. And people already bugged out at the start of the lockdown when that happened. So how much more so when it's like, okay, we don't know when the next shipment's coming. We don't know if we're going to be able to resupply. That's where violence, that's where this kind of, hey, the youth them getting chopped up and eaten. So you're going to see it, man. That wickedness is going to come out. The spirit's been completely inverted. You know what a woman's supposed to do. And behold, they besieged it until an ass's head was sold for 80 pieces of silver, and the fourth part of a cab of dove's dung for 5 pieces of silver. And as the king of Israel was passing by upon the wall, there cried a woman unto him, saying, Help, my lord, O king. And he said, If the Lord Yahweh do not help thee, whence shall I help thee? Out of the barn floor, or out of the winepress? And the king said unto her, What aileth thee? And she answered, This woman said unto me, Give thy son, that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. So he boiled my son, and did eat him. And I said unto her on the next day, Give thy son, that we may eat him. And she hath hid her son. And it came to pass, when the king heard the words of the woman, that he rent his clothes, and he passed by upon the wall. And the people looked, and behold, he had sackcloth within upon his flesh. Yeah, so it was like, fuck, they came together, like that gif of Arnold Schwarzenegger and that Jake, I can't even remember his name, man. Fucking putting their hands together, and then they, it zooms in on both of them flexing. And then they came together, like Captain America and Iron Man, and we're like, yo, we're gonna link up, we're gonna feast for 2 days. We eat Tay on Monday, we eat Tay Salak, and we're in on Mondays. We eat Tay today, and then on the morrow we'll eat, Toto. Tay got chopped up, seasoned and boiled, and they feasted. And then Toto got fucking hid in the bush. That nigga was up a tree or on a roof, man. He was not to be found. But that's how fucking wild it got. And that's gonna happen again. That's the thing is, the level of crisis is people that kind of have meditated on it. It's like, even that's why Alex Jones even put the spirit out there of, I wouldn't eat people, but my daughter would have to eat people. Like, putting the spirit out there to just be like, damn. What's the word? Cannibalism, that's the word. It's gonna make a comeback. Now that's why it's like, this situation, it just, with the whiskey and whatnot, it just highlights the capability, the capacity and capability is there. It's not gonna be a mystery when it goes down. Because why? Spirit's already on them, man, to be like, fuck them kids. The way they're running, moonwalking into the clinic to get abortions. It's not a mystery. But yeah, I'll leave it there, man. Shalom. Shalom.